welcome to Chapter 2 Club, the Women's Guide to Divorce and Everything After. Today, I'm here with certified divorce financial analyst Stacy Francis of Francis Financial. Stacy is a nationally recognized financial expert with over 20 years of experience in the financial industry. She is one of 20 of the nation's leading wealth managers on CNBC's Digital Financial Advisor Council, and she frequently appears in media outlets such as Forbes, Kiplinger, the Wall Street Journal, and USA Today. Today, we're going to discuss what to consider in divorce if you are the breadwinner. I certainly wish I was a breadwinner, but I wasn't. But to all of our audience members out there who are the breadwinner, what should they consider in divorce?
You know, it's interesting because the number of women who are becoming breadwinners over time, it's starting to change. We actually have a record number of women who are considered breadwinners in marriages. And it's interesting because um, you are more likely to get a divorce if you have a female breadwinner, as awful as that seems. But it's understandable because a lot of female breadwinners feel like they can't get a break. In fact, I was reading a study by the Journal of Family Issues, and they found that women, the more they make, the more work they do at home compared to their spouses.
Hmm.
And the biggest differential, which is going to shock you, is that the those women who are the only earners at home, who have a stay-at-home parent at home, that is where the biggest gap is between how much work, household work is done at home, the breadwinner often doing more.
Hmm.
So understandably where the breakdowns and frustrations come in marriages. And what's really challenging for a lot of breadwinners, whether men or women, but particularly women, is that you have to consider that you will be required most likely to pay spousal support or alimony to that lesser earning spouse.
Hmm.
And that can be a really hard pill to swallow for someone who is not only working crazy hours at work, but also doing, in some cases, the majority of the household chores as well. And so that's one of the important things to do, is to really understand what your legal requirements are in that situation, and if you are going to be required to give some type of spousal support or alimony to that spouse. And also, because you are a breadwinner, you may have to also pay child support as well. And so having the right help, getting expertise in this situation is really key, because money is going to be a really big issue and something that can create a huge amount of conflict during the divorce process.
Yeah, lots to consider when going through that. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter who the breadwinner is. You're going to have to end up paying something um, in the end. So,
Yeah, and just understanding, what does that look like, and what is the duration of child support? What is the duration for spousal maintenance, alimony? And the bottom line is that you get what you negotiate for. And so getting very clear about what's important to you. Is it really important to you that you want to keep the primary home?
mhm.
That it may be that you can afford to do so. But for some individuals, that's not going to be the case, because now you have her salary, instead of just supporting one household, it's supporting and having to support and pay for two households. So looking at what is the best choice for you in
Mhm.
the future is very important. And the number one biggest decision you need to make is whether or not that primary home is something that you can still afford to have and
Yeah.
upkeep.
So it's almost like before you even consider divorce, to kind of figuring out those numbers and and is it going to be worth it to go down that path, right? Um,
Exactly. And, I would never want someone to stay in an unhappy marriage because of finances. My grandmother was one of those women. There were many reasons, but she did share that she felt financially trapped in her marriage and she never left. It actually was abusive and ended up becoming deadly.
um,
So that's the last reason to want to stay in a unhappy marriage. Um, but I 100% agree with you that planning, talking to a certified divorce financial analyst, talking to a matrimonial attorney to get more educated about what your life post divorce could look like financially is very helpful because
yeah.
it can help you prepare,
Mhm.
put things in place to make sure that that transition to being a single person is as smooth and financially secure as possible. And, we all know that the more you plan and prepare,
Yes.
the better you're going to do through the divorce process as well as after.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And I love seeing more women being the breadwinners and, starting to educate themselves and staying more on top of the finances. But I still see the other side a lot too, even within my friends in my town that I'm in. And education and preparing and planning are key, especially in the marriage and just knowing, the financial situation. I think that is so important. So thank you so much.
Thank you.